The air changes the moment you pass through the stone arches of the St. Louis Gate. It's a feeling you can't quite prepare for, no matter how many guidebooks you've read. One moment, you are in the bustling modern city of Quebec, with its familiar rhythms and sounds. The next, the world softens. The centuries peel back, and you find yourself standing on ground that feels profoundly, unshakably old. It is the sound of history breathing, a sensation that settles deep in your bones. You have not just entered a different part of the city, you have stepped through a portal into another era, into the heart of New France. Before you stretches a world built not of steel, but of stone and conviction. The streets are narrow and winding, paved with worn cobblestones. These are the arteries of a 400-year-old story. You can almost hear the faint echo of wooden cartwheels, the clatter of horses' hooves. Embarking on a walking tour of old Quebec is like turning the pages of a history book that has sprung to life. This is not a place where history is confined behind velvet ropes. It is all around you. The entire historic district is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. It's the only walled city north of Mexico. Those formidable fortifications are a constant reminder of its turbulent past. As you meander through the upper town atop Cap Diamant, the buildings feel more stately. You can trace the ramparts and run your hands over cool, rough-hewn stones. You'll pass by the Ursuline Convent, a place of quiet contemplation and education since 1639. Each structure tells a piece of the complex story of cohabitation and conflict between the French and the English. The spirit of old Quebec is carried on by artisans, shopkeepers, and residents who infuse the district with modern vitality. No matter where you wander in old Quebec, your eyes will be drawn to the Fairmont Le Chateau Frontenac. More than just a hotel, it's the city's castle, its icon, its grand dame. Just in front lies one of the world's most beautiful promenades, the Dufferin Terrace, a sprawling wooden boardwalk wrapping the cliff's edge. Far below, the mighty St. Lawrence River flows, a vast silvery ribbon carrying ships from around the globe. The lush greenery of Ile d'Orléans downstream. The view is panoramic and ever-changing, shifting with light and weather. Benches line the walkway, inviting you to sit and watch the world go by. Street performers entertain the crowds. Music, magic. In summer, ferries crisscross the river. In winter, a long toboggan run offers a thrilling ride. You can feel the strategic genius of Samuel de Champlain. He founded the city here in 1608. He chose this spot for its commanding view and natural defenses. From this vantage, you understand why empires fought over it. They converge, creating unforgettable power and beauty. From the heights of the Dufferin Terrace, a journey down the steep breakneck stairs or a gentle ride on the funicular transports you into another world entirely, the Quartier Petit Champlain. Stepping onto its narrow, pedestrian-only cobblestone streets feels like a quaint village in rural France. Stone and timber frame buildings lean in, creating a cozy, enchanting atmosphere. The European feel of Petit Champlain is unmistakable. Flower boxes overflowing with vibrant geraniums and petunias. Decorative wrought iron signs above shop doors. Boutiques and galleries line Rue du Petit Champlain. Intricate handmade jewelry, gourmet products, maple syrup and iced cider. Shopkeepers who are artisans, sharing their stories. Find a seat at a charming sidewalk cafe or bistro. Order a café au lait and a pastry to immerse in the unhurried pace. Order a café au lait and a pastry to immerse in the unhurried pace. Listen to a street musician's accordion and soak in the magical setting. Petit Champlain is more than shops. It is an experience. You'll find yourself walking slower, craning your neck to admire gabled roofs and warm window glows. A vibrant hub of local culture and craftsmanship, all wrapped in irresistible European charm that feels miles and years away. Leaving the lively bustle of Petit Champlain behind, a short walk leads you to a space that feels quieter and more contemplative. You have arrived at Place Royale, where Samuel de Champlain established the habitation in 1608. This cobblestone square is the cradle of French America, surrounded by restored 17th century homes and 18th century houses, the birthplace of Quebec City. The atmosphere is one of quiet dignity. The square is a masterpiece of historic preservation. Buildings with thick stone walls, steep roofs, and small paned windows transport you to New France. Imagine a 17th century marketplace. Fur traders, Sailors arriving from transatlantic voyages, colonists going about their daily lives. A bronze bust of Louis XIV stands in the center, with Notre Dame des Victoires behind. Close to the port, the colony's economic and social heart. Visiting Place Royale is essential to Quebec's identity. The preservation efforts ensure these facades stand as silent witnesses. Dominating one side of the historic Place Royale is a small but incredibly significant church, Notre Dame des Victoires. Its simple stone facade and modest scale might seem unassuming. This humble church is one of the oldest stone churches in North America, built directly on the ruins of Champlain's original settlement. The church stands as a monument to divine interventions, a sanctuary for the community for over 300 years. Your eyes are drawn to the ceiling, where a model of Lebrez hangs above the pews. The altar, carved to resemble a fortress, reinforces the city's long story of survival. Paintings depicting key moments in the city's history remind you of baptisms, funerals, famine, and sieges, daily lives and deepest fears of the early colonists. Inside, the air is cool and still. Centuries of prayer and perseverance are palpable. The humble majesty of this little church offers a profound insight into the soul of old Quebec. As dusk begins, the city transforms. As dusk begins to settle over old Quebec, the city undergoes a magical transformation. The golden light bathes the stone buildings in an ethereal glow, and the sharp edges of the day soften into mystery. This is the time when the city's other personality emerges: legend, romance, a touch of the supernatural. The gentle clip-clop of horse-drawn carriages echoes through the cobblestone streets. The transition from day to night is marked by the gentle flicker of lanterns. The Chateau Frontenac looks more like a fairy tale castle than ever before. As darkness falls, small groups begin to gather for one of the city's famed ghost walks. Led by guides dressed in period costume, these tours are a captivating blend of history, folklore, and theatrical flair. They lead you through darkened squares and down forgotten lanes, pausing in shadowy corners to share chilling legends. The evening air, cool and crisp off the river, adds to the evocative atmosphere. You find yourself listening more intently, your senses heightened by the darkness and compelling narratives. The Ghost Tour is an exercise in imagination, a journey into the city's folklore. Your guide, perhaps a somber figure in a dark cloak, leads you away from the main thoroughfares into hushed corners. You might find yourself standing before the old city jail, a grim stone building now part of the Morin Center. Here, the guide recounts the tale of Marie-Joseph Corriveau, a woman convicted of murdering her husband and famously displayed in an iron cage after her execution. They say her tormented spirit still wanders the site of her punishment. You might pause near the ramparts to hear stories of phantom soldiers forever reliving the bloody battle on the plains of Abraham. The guide points to a darkened window and tells of a young woman who died of a broken heart, her forlorn apparition occasionally seen gazing down, forever waiting for a lover who never returned. These tales, whether you believe in ghosts or not, bring a powerful human element to cold stone and mortar. The power of the ghost walk lies in making the past feel immediate and personal. The tour often concludes in a place like Place Royale, now silent under the moonlight, the stories swirling in your mind. As your time in old Quebec draws to a close, you find yourself walking the streets one last time, trying to commit every detail to memory. The texture of the cobblestones under your feet, the exact shade of blue on a window shutter, the scent of wood smoke. These are the sensory souvenirs you will carry. The city has worked its magic on you. It has slowed your pace, opened your eyes, and filled your mind with stories. Leaving feels like waking from a beautiful and vivid dream, one that you are reluctant to let go of. It is a powerful lesson in the importance of preservation and the dedication of the generations who protect its character. You will remember the grand panorama from the Dufferin Terrace, the charming lanes of Petit Champlain, and the solemn dignity of Place Royale. You will recall the taste of a fresh maple taffy on snow and the sound of a horse-drawn carriage through the night. You carry with you not just photographs and souvenirs, but the spirit of New France itself. You have walked through time, and the experience has left an indelible mark on your traveler's soul. Some places are so steeped in history and romance that they truly feel like coming home to a past you never knew you had. For more content, like and subscribe.